Welcome, everyone. Yo, Josh, you're about to find out about the title, man. It's freaking shocking. Shout out to Rules and Tools, who is in a different time zone. I didn't know that. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. Good morning is a homophone, which is a word that sounds like another word. Morning, a death, and morning, a good morning, Interesting. But I saw a meme that I can't forget that says people who say grand risings have holes in their drywall. And I wonder, man. Shout out to Josh Hughes. Hold on a sec. I'm going to shout out the live real quick on Instagram through an Instagram live, which I know you guys, if you've been here a while, but that is a good one, eh, Butterdog? Have holes in their drywall. Like, oh my gosh, dude. Too funny. After that, I just started saying good morning. Shout out to Non-Toxic. He's at work right now. He deals with copper, by the way. And they had a study done in the early 1900s that anyone who works with copper has like 1,000,000,000 times less likelihood of ever getting like arthritis and stuff. I think it's the frequency of copper. And all high touch surfaces, there used to be way more copper. I know exactly, Rules and Tools. Copper used to be used for many more things. You don't need to wipe down a doorknob if it's made of copper. Hospitals could have all high touch surfaces be made of copper, but of course they prefer to spray like bleach and all these disinfectants and whatnot, because that's a whole industry, man. And then we also know about copper, jamming a copper rod into the ground next to your garden. Apparently that increases the yield and growth rate. And also copper pyramids. If you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get some copper tubes, you can build a pyramid. It doesn't need to be it's literally quite forgiving. You don't need a specific angle. It's just got to be the shape of a pyramid. And you put that over your bed. So you're spending like 6 to 8 hours under that a day. That is going to reorganize your cells. And also, apparently, according to Fred Bell's daughter, who's a famous guy who was assassinated. She had a painless birth that lasted like 45 minutes. And since then, 1,000,000 people have pyramids over their beds now, and they're having births out the yin yang. I don't know about the births part, but other people have talked about that it has an effect. It's called pyramid power. It's not new age, by the way. It's just a shape that God enabled to happen in this reality, and it happens to have many benefits. I think they did, Rules and Tools. I think they did. Shout out to Shadow Nug. Okay, stand by. Let me shout out this live on Instagram real quick. Let's see. So the US officially withdrew from the World Health Organization. Also, Iran, listen to this. So apparently, this is the story. Indian hackers, or not hackers, rather scammers, emailed pretending to be the Iranian government, demanding payment from at least one Indian ship to make it through the Strait of Hormuz. Apparently, this Indian-owned ship paid the money to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, started going through the Strait of Hormuz, and then started getting shot by Iran and said, what the hell? I thought we had clearance. And apparently it was a scam. So watch out for that. Also, Iran apparently bombed Dubai's rain engineering, like rain seeding operations areas. And then all of a sudden now there is like a crazy flood in Iran, which is to say it's the same thing with California having a relative drought for like 8 to 10 years. And then all of a sudden, and people were like, damn, this is climate change is really getting us. And when you understand they have patents to generate rainfall, the average person goes, well, if they can control the weather, why would there be a drought in California? Why would there be a drought in Nebraska or whatever if they can control the weather? Why wouldn't they make it rain? But think of how naive that is. That is naively thinking they would use weather modification technology to better society and the world. That's a naive thought, man. So listen, guys, this is already in the territory of stuff you don't want to mention on Instagram for obvious reasons. So we are live on Rumble right now, which is free to download, free to watch, and free speech. If you want to tune in, click the link in my bio. Come on over to Rumble and tune in and make an account so you can join the conversation too. You don't want to, well, I mean, it's fine to just spectate, but you can join the convo, man. We can also, it's engagement. I mean, people can discuss. We have a ton of amazing, aware, and conscious people from Instagram on Rumble who are regulars and they're doing real stuff in the real world. So pretty freaking cool. It is a scam, absolutely. Kabulistan forever. So guys, we'll see you on Rumble, link in my bio, or alternatively, just go comment the word Rumble on any one of my posts and you'll get the link sent directly to your DMs. Aliens are fake. That is true, dude. I love like one-liners like that. That is true. 100%. The Earth is also not billions of years old. We can talk about that. All right. Okay. See you guys on Rumble. Shout out to Lou. Shout out to Tim. What else do we got? Sauce D. Um, hey Lou. So apparently the best way, yeah, you got to watch out. Shout out to Butterdog, man. Apparently the best way to tell if you got a real copper thing is to put a magnet up to it. Copper is not magnetic. So just because yesterday we were talking about the fake copper stuff that you can get from Amazon and stuff, put a magnet up to it. And another hack, put your olive oil in the fridge. If it solidifies, it's real. If it doesn't solidify, it's likely just canola oil. Or cut with canola oil, and then they just put like chlorophyll in it or something. Okay, so welcome everyone. Breaking shocking news. So 3 people from the movie or the TV series, which I never really watched, I don't think, Ancient Aliens, have all passed away in 2026. Yummy cooking eye. 3 people, major members of Ancient Aliens, have passed away this year. We know that in June, we're supposed to have the release, the official release date of the movie or show, movie, Disclosure. And this movie is about the moment when governments of the world acknowledge or reveal the existence of aliens to the populace. And it's about the crazy stuff that happens because of that. Okay. Is it possible? So I don't believe in aliens per se. There could be other creatures outside the ice wall. Yes. Multidimensional stuff. Yes. But I don't believe in like Martians. Okay. Unless Mars is another continent outside of the ice wall. With that being said, is it, you know how they always do truth mixed with lies? Is it possible that Wilcock and the other 2 guys, who is it? Nick Pope, David Wilcox, and who's the other guy? Hold on. And you guys may know him if this thing will fast forward. Eric von Daniken. Is it possible that these guys did have genuine information about other entities, creatures, or extraterrestrials, which, by the way, an extraterrestrial is extra land, terrestrial, terrain, extra land. They could actually be ETs, like the Greys, which people think are aliens, could actually be extraterrestrials. They're from another land outside the ice wall. So is it possible that the top seemingly authorities on aliens and ancient, interactions with extraterrestrials would need to be silenced before some big fake psyop operation this summer in regards to something alienly? You know what I'm saying? So if they try to pull something this summer and say, aliens, guys, would these three men stand up and say, well, no, that's not even a real creed. We never heard of that one where you guys are making this stuff up? That's a possible angle. The other possible angle is that this is all a psyop. These guys were all clones and they just took them out of the public eye and said they all died. But I don't know. That seems more far out to me. It's all far out, though. I know we're talking aliens here. But guys, listen. So before we get into the World War III stuff and the Strait of Hormuz stuff and the energy crisis that's coming around the corner stuff, I did want to mention, I talked about this in my story today, that we won't know everything and we may not have the answers to everything. But we can definitely collectively admit that clearly they want our pineal glands calcified. They want us drinking chlorinated and fluoridated water. They're lying to us about what's in the food, in the air, and in the public water supply, man. Trace pharmaceuticals, contraceptives, freaking pet pharmaceuticals are in the tap water as well. And don't think for a second there's not a way to actually make the whole world be drinking clean water right now, like tapping into the primary water cycle. They can do, there's so much that can be done to better the state of the entire world. We're being held back from it intentionally as a part of this satanic plan. So, with that being said, they want us weak, they want us polluted, they want us toxic. The solution to that is certainly to be detoxing, to be boosting your endocrine system, to be increasing brain function, decalcifying your pineal glands. That is absolutely a form of rebellion, being healthy when they want you unhealthy. So on today's live, we are giving away 2 or 3 bags of the chocolate powder. This is the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, which massively increases stem cell production. It's also believed to decalcify the pineal gland, and it binds to free radicals and excretes them out of the body because it's full of antioxidants, which fight off or bind to and grab and pull out free radicals out of the body. So super freaking detoxing and delicious. You can eat it by the spoon dry. You will truly love it. It is first come, first serve though. The way the deal works, I just put the link in the chat that goes to choq.com. That's CHOQ.com. If you go to choq.com, so Choq is based in Texas. They ship out of Georgia. They have an all-American customer service team, and they have over 5,000 third-party verified 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. So if you go to choq.com, you'll notice the number 1 superfood for men and women is the hot water purified shilajit. So this stuff is a hormone optimizer. It's a herbal mineral compound that's collected from the mountains in the Himalayas. It comes out of the cracks and crevices of the mountains. It's an interesting thing. It doesn't grow. It exudes out of cracks and crevices in the mountains. It's kind of a mystery, to be honest. But shilajit has a ton of bioactive compounds, which massively increase the production of new brain cells. It's called neurogenesis. It also calibrates your endocrine system. It's pro-fertile, and it's believed to decalcify the pineal gland. Our shilajit has 12 different clinical studies on it for fertility, brain function, hormones, detox, and more. And it's revered to be one of the most powerful adaptogens in the known realm that we're on right now. So that's the shilajit. The shilajit is in both the male and female vitality stack at choq.com. And so if you go to the site and you put the male stack or the female stack, which are the 2 most potent combos for men and women, in your cart, and you apply that coupon code right there, which is 44LIFE, 44life, that unlocks a 44% off lifetime discount, which you can cancel or modify at any time. And automatically, if you place your order on the live and you're one of the first 3 or 4 people, you're going to get a free $100 bag of the lit powder included in your order automatically. Mind hack, I know it is. It is. That's why I was wondering exactly what angle there is to silencing these alien and scientists, not to mention the scientists who are getting whacked as well. Maybe they were going to blow the whistle on. I mean, look what almost happened to the French scientist who blew the whistle on genetically modified corn and the pesticide they spray on it and what it does to rats. Like that guy got smeared, slandered. I wouldn't be surprised if he was like harassed and been told to really pipe it down. So he's lucky to be alive, to be honest. But my point is that the GMO thing itself, unfortunately, the wind blew out of the sails of the anti-GMO movement. And now people are talking about other genuine problems in the world today. But that one is still shocking, dude. They want to patent and control and own your food. They want to make it illegal to grow food. They want you on lab-grown meat. They want you eating and drinking out of plasticky things, which where that had a bit of hot liquid in it too, which gimps the really leaches a bajillion chemicals when hot meets plastic. That's why I think it's imperative. We got to be detoxing, man. We have to absolutely be getting this stuff out of us, calibrating our endocrine systems, boosting testosterone, which you are definitely getting. If you're taking the male vitality stack, you're getting the Chalk Daily, which is the #1 superfood for men that boosts total testosterone 21% in 90 days, plus sperm count and sperm motility. The second one in the male stack is the Tongkat 100, which is wild-crafted Tongkat Ali from the chemical-free Malaysian rainforests, which boosts free testosterone 87% in 21 days. Plus, again, sperm count, sperm motility, muscle mass, muscle endurance, and muscle recovery. So if you're taking the Tongkat, you're not going to be a victim of the Illuminati wanting you to have low testosterone. Shout out to Karate John. It has been a min, dude. Shout out to Karate John. Guys, Karate John literally could beat up every single one of us on here. He is a multi-time winner, freaking black belt, and he is a martial artist, bro, which is freaking crazy. And he takes chalk, by the way. He's on the mail. Actually, he was on the Chalk Daily. I wonder if he ever got the mail stack, but I know that he is definitely was taking the Chalk Daily, and I think he got the Tongkat. Shout out to Butterdog. He said he's going to get some stacks right now. Shout out to Butter. It's a good time too, because we know that around the corner it could be a bit of an issue getting certain things if this energy crisis shock is actualized. And again, in the female stack, you have the Shilajit, the Irish Moss, the wild-crafted Irish Moss, which has the full matrix of minerals, which rebuilds your DNA. It increases brain function, it increases lung function, and it grabs onto heavy metals because minerals replace heavy metals in the body. And both the male and female stack, with having all those bioavailable minerals, you actually get more nutrients from the foods you're eating to begin with today if you're taking the stacks, because every single vitamin requires a mineral to activate it. And today, even if you're getting 100%, or even if you're eating 100% organic, you're getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals. So if vitamins require minerals to activate them and you're getting more minerals, you're getting more nutrients from your food. Chalk Daily, man, my boy said it. Shout out to Chris, man. Chris is super cool. Chris actually also is a chalk enjoyer. Shout out to Chris. Yeah, we have, I'm sure you've seen him, Holistic Health Nut 33. A number of others are spreading the good word of chalk as well, man. And I mean, it's one thing to, and we've mentioned this before, and Karate John's probably laughing because he heard me say this in the summer too, but we could talk about Michelle Obama and Bill Clinton and all this, and it should be exposed, like all evil should be exposed, right? But what's the big idea if we know all the intricate details of how the two private chefs for the Obamas and the Clintons were assassinated for finding crazy shit out about them? When we know that stuff, but we're still eating GMOs and we're still drinking fluoride and our pineal glands are calcified. You know what I mean? Shout out to Butterdog. Butterdog just placed his order. His order number is 766876. And he just got 2 stacks. Dude, congratulations to Butterdog. He used the discount code 44Life. Shout out to Butter. That means he's getting the free $100 bag of the chocolate powder included in his order. And he would be the first of 3 that we're giving away, or 4. So we have 3 left, rather. If you're on the site or on the fence, quickly go to chalk.com, put the male or female stack in your cart, apply the discount code 44Life, and you're getting that $100 bag of lit included in your order automatically. You're not going to see the lit on your order when you place it, but it's getting physically packed up into your package when they ship it. I'm used to seeing an OG Shane Meister promoting it. Gonna take, yeah, that's funny, Chris. It's also funny for me to see too, because I'm like, oh, that's a funny way of saying it. Like maybe I'll add that into my statement about it. It's funny, eh? Matthew, that's okay, dude. We'll hold a slot for you indefinitely because you're a regular and an avid supporter and a psychic enjoyer of chalk. And then we'll get you hooked up, man. Karate John said no one wants to. Yeah, dude. Karate, come on, man. That was and Joan River, man. Like, do people think she just said that for fun? Joan Rivers, and then she got whacked like what, a month later? But she did seem like she was on. Like, is that just how she was? Like, is that how she talks? How she was? Because she kind of seemed like was she on drugs or drunk or something? When she said that Obama's a man, or the first, like, whatever she said, president or first lady. Anyways, that one is a big one, man. People need to post about that. Lou said, hold on. Lou said, my son does jiu-jitsu and wrestling. He does fights. I get so nervous watching him. Lou said, Karate Johnson, that's freaking awesome. Nerve-wracking for sure, but such a rewarding feeling. Yeah, Karate John, that's That's facts, man. Um, Chris said, Shane, what's your thought? And by the way, there's no more person who's less likely to beat you up than someone who is a martial artist because they understand like you got to keep a cool head. It's not just knowing how to fight; it's knowing when not to, also, which is and discipline, of course, hardcore discipline. Chris said, Shane, what's your thoughts on the mRNA Bill Gates is trying to spray on all produce and livestock produce? Well, my thoughts would be, dude, honestly, to be completely honest, like fear not and do not be fearful, but it does like micronly feel like the walls are closing in on the food supply. Like appeal, lab grown shit, like they're gonna try to pull some stuff, man, and it's gonna be weirder than um it's going to be weirder than 2020. And so that sounds like more satanic shit I'm tired of hearing about. mRNA on our meat. Like, come on, man. Uh, it's just shocking, dude. So more people have to push back. Exactly, Chris. 100%, dude. Tim said, try to put just $1 a day aside. It adds up and you'll be ready. That's right, Mega Tim. In fact, if he got the mail stack with the discount code 44life, he'd end up being in at, is that like $1.30 a day or $1.60 a day or something? To be getting the male stack or the female stack with the discount code 44life. And then, of course, also getting the free bag of lit. It is quite the investment if you think about it, in terms of quite the nominal investment for what you're getting for it. Like, how does one put a price on increased memory, testosterone, fertility, and especially when we used to spend a lot more than $1.60 a day on processed stuff, freaking fast food action, all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, exactly, Chris. The thing is that see, Albert McGuffin said what is like, look, I don't think they're all powerful. I know that they're weak and all they can do is influence and direct us, but they don't have actual control over us. The strange thing is, they know no one would say, yes, let me eat lab grown meat when they can instead get like an organic steak, right? So, what we have to understand is how would they, or we have to start thinking about how would they create a situation where the solution is the thing they wanted you to use or eat anyway in the first place? Problem, reaction, solution. Oh, the food supply is totally upside down. Well, luckily we have lab grown meat to save everyone. Meanwhile, they created the reason for the food supply to be a shitstorm anyway. You know what I mean? Lab grown chocolate and lab grown coffee, Tim, is they're working on as well. They also have lab grown butter. Um, it's freaking shocking, man. Okay, hold on a second. There is a bunch of people on the site right now, and we're about to shut out the live again on Instagram. So if you're on the fence, quickly get your order placed with the discount code 44life on the male or female Vitality stack um, to get that discount. And if you place your order on the live and you're one of the next 3 people, you're getting a free $100 bag of the chocolate powder automatically included in your order. But once I shout out this live on Instagram, there's going to be a bunch more people in here, and we will end up giving the last few bags away. I remember that Sauce D. That was actually, I don't think that was quite even 15 years ago. I mean, 15 years ago was 2000 and, don't get me on my math, dude, but B.O.B., I think that was more like 2017, 26. I think it was more like 10 years ago, man, when B.O.B. was saying that the earth is flat and that the Illuminati is real and that they clone people in Hollywood. That's what B.O.B. said. And then all of a sudden he deleted every single one of the posts on his Instagram. And then like 2 months later posted like some cringy music video with like twerking and stuff. And he never talked about consciousness or awareness ever again. Shout out to Dylan Garcia. Shout out to all the people that we just mentioned. If you guys didn't hear, everyone on the show Ancient Aliens has perished, or 3 at least of the biggest ones have literally passed away this year. We know that midsummer they're releasing a movie about aliens and Disclosure Day. You know about that? Something's cooking up, and we know problem, reaction, solution. They want you eating lab grown meat, but they know none of us would want to eat lab grown meat. But what if there was a situation that was presented where the lab grown meat saves the day because the food supply is upside down? because of the shortages, because of the fertilizer shortages, because of the oil and energy shortages that's coming around the corner. When 20 some odd freaking oil refineries blew up in the last like 2 months, it's shocking, man. So listen, there's a lot more that I want to discuss and tell you guys about what's coming around the corner and how to prepare for it and be aware and don't be caught off guard. So we are live on Rumble right now, which is an alternative to YouTube. It's free to download, free to watch, and free speech. Yes, there is. Costco does sell lab-grown meat. Last I heard, they're selling lab-grown salmon, which by the way, it won't say lab-grown. It'll say like cultivated or like cultured salmon, which is grown in a petri dish, dude. So listen, come to Rumble right now. 15-minute cities we'll talk about as well. Data centers in Finland. Wow, I'm not surprised. So it's at the link in my bio. Free to download, free to watch, and free speech. Click the link, come on over to Rumble, and listen to the other side of the story that we cannot mention here. Also, I don't know that there's an oil shortage, but there's an oil refinery shortage now, soundingly, because of all the ones that just blew up in the last like 2 weeks. So something's cooking, man. It's not a random coincidence that all these oil refineries blow up and catch fire randomly all across the entire world. And not just the ones in the Middle East. Like I'm talking Russia, China, Mexico had one, Texas had one, Australia, India, all those places, and Romania blew up. Their oil refinery caught fire randomly. So what the same damn's going on? I hope to see you guys on Rumble where we can cover the other side of the story. All right. Much love, everyone. We'll see you on there. Yeah, the Texas oil refinery. Who's the whatchamacallit, fire marshal to do the investigation on that? Finland is using Amazon's Salesforce in the US for our national pension institution and medical data. Not cool. Though I thought Finland is a safe place. Nope, I'm off the seas. Dude, you know what, man? To be honest, thinking anywhere is a safe place, this is a worldwide, firmamental, not global plan. There's not one country that's not doing something strange right now. France has police using drones with thermal imaging to find cows that weren't vaccinated, and they're going around to people's farms to vaccinate their cows. South Korea is using license plate reading cameras to police people's cars on the roads, because right now there's quite a little bit of a lockdown there, where you can only drive on certain days a week based on what digit your license plate ends in. Freaking Russia, Moscow is the most surveilled, basically smart city in that part of the world. Moscow is the most heavily surveilled, most facial recognition cameras than anywhere else, certainly in Russia, but also a lot of Europe. Canada, dude, I'm talking MAID, the medically assisted suicide thing, the certain demographics that it's pushing to use such a service and what they're pushing it on people for, like a homeless person. Like, have you tried suicide? It's demonically shocking, man. So what's going on? It's a worldwide thing. It's shocking. That's right. Exactly. Look, Matthew said it best. He said, with no oil or nothing being able to come through the strait, it will be easier to control the population because everyone will be looking to the government for food and rides and everything else. Well, dude, this is the whole thing. 150 years ago, people weren't dependent on the government for shit. They're living out in the freaking hills of Virginia, growing corn to make moonshine, to fuel their vehicles and drink. And no one needed government. But it's been the last 60, 70 years. All of a sudden, people are like, oh, there's this higher authority than me. That's what the brainwashing is all about. That's what school is all about. Making you think from a very young age that there is a bigger authority for your life than yourself. That's 100%. So you have to understand, this is a war on humanity, man. And this is not to be fearful, because I'm not scared. But it is like mildly concerning and a little bit strange. But it's the reality of the reality that we incarnated into. It's the reality of the reality that we're inside of right now. So we got to face the music, man. And again, the reason why this actually is somewhat good, I know it sounds weird, somewhat good. Like, I recognize that there's pain and suffering with all these agendas that are going on around the world. But it seems that the only way there's going to be a mass awakening and people truly waking up to their true power and what's really going on is if things get worse. Because so far they've gotten this bad and we're still not out of this mess. So as it gets worse, more people wake up, just like during COVID when they tried to do that shocking plan and ended up, whatchamacallit, tried to implement all that stuff and a million people woke up. It may have, that's kind of what it takes, man. Like some of you guys have commented that you woke up during COVID and you were a sleeping sheep before that. And now in the last 6 years, you've been mind blown that all this crazy stuff is going on that you had no idea about. Every time they try to pull something, it's just like that scene from Star Wars. The harder the Empire tightens its grip on the rebellion, the more slips through their fingers. So that's what it is, man. So it's about mass consciousness rising, big time. In the meantime, though, we can't necessarily control what's happening immediately in the Strait of Hormuz and all this other stuff. But I do know there's a concerted effort to keep you in a lowered state of consciousness, and they don't want you to be of sound mind and sound body today. And what we can control is the superfoods and things we put into our system, which boost our vitality and detox us and increase our fertility and brain function. So with that, before we get into the next stuff that's coming around the corner, we have 3 more bags of organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia to give away on today's live. So this is super detoxing stuff. It rebuilds your, increases the production of stem cells. It massively boosts stem cell production, which goes and repairs damaged tissue and damaged cells. It also boosts your gut microbiome. And there's 1 billion antioxidants in here, which bind to free radicals and contaminants and excrete them out of the body. So super detoxing, delicious, also stimulates the production of tryptophan, dopamine, and serotonin, which is bliss chemicals. So you literally feel blissful when you're drinking it. That's the chocolate. It's $100 value. It's first come, first serve. And we're basically doing the last call on it because we only have 3 bags left to give away. The way it works is I just put the link in the chat that goes to chalk.com. So chalk.com, that's CHOQ.com. Chalk is based in Texas. They ship out of Georgia. They have an all-American customer service team, and they have over 5,000 third-party verified 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. If you go to chalk.com, you'll notice the #1 superfood for men and women is the hot water purified shilajit. So this stuff is a herbal mineral compound that comes out of the mountains in the Himalayas. It binds to free radicals. It increases memory, concentration, and focus because it stimulates the production of new brain cells. It's a hormone optimizer. It's extremely pro-fertile. For guys, it boosts testosterone. And for ladies, it calibrates your entire endocrine system and all your hormones. We have 12 clinical studies on it. Most shilajit is farmed and altered, and usually it's the tar resin shilajit, which is like 20 to 30% water. It's super diluted. There's all kinds of heavy metals in it. Chalk went for the good stuff, which is heavy metal tested, hot water purified, and then clinically studied. So that's the shilajit. The second most potent superfood for men and women at chalk.com is the organic ashwagandha, which massively increases melatonin production. It's a hormone optimizer. It's pro-fertile. It also boosts melatonin production, so you get 1,000 times better sleep while you're taking it. Everyone loves the ashwagandha. That's why it's in the male and female vitality stack. And the 2 stacks, male and female, are the 2 most potent combos for men and women to rejuvenate, heavy metal detox, brain function, memory, hormones, pro-fertile, and more. Those 2 stacks, if you put either one or both in your cart on the subscription, so you put the male or female vitality stack subscription in your cart, and then you apply the discount code 44life, you get a 44% off lifetime discount on your subscription, which you can cancel or modify at any time. And automatically you get a $100 bag of the chocolate powder included in your order. If you're one of the next 3 people, and we literally have, there's a lot more people on the site right now than there is bags of lit to give away, and it's first come, first serve. So quit the first 3 people to get a male or female stack with that discount code, you get the free lit powder. Shout out to Butterdog, who said the lit is so good and that the chalk shilajit is the best he's ever had for real. And then Eva said the shilajit is a game changer. Shout out to Eva. Eva's been taking chalk for, I don't even know. Are you on like the 9-month chalk challenge, Eva, or longer? But I'll tell you, the clinically studied benefits of the shilajit are based on consistent consumption over 90 days. So while you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time, the main thing is that if you're getting chalk into your system consistently, you are being benefited, whether it's memory, hormones, fertility. The Tongpat Ali, which is in the male vitality stack, That one boosts free testosterone 87% in 21 days, and it increases muscle mass, muscle endurance, and muscle recovery. So that's another one of the benefits is that we know they want us to have extremely low testosterone and hormone function. That doesn't mean you need to go along with their strange plans, man. We can be detoxing and rejuvenating and all of that if we are making excellent choices on what superfoods we're putting into our system, basically. So, bunch of people on the site, you put the male or female subscription, the male or female stack subscription in your cart, then apply that discount code to unlock the 44% off lifetime discount. And then you get the free lit. Shout out to Megatim. He said, I'm of sound mind, but the body needs a lot of work. Shout out to Tim. Tim, if I remember you correctly, you didn't look too like fat or anything. I think you looked like just a normal guy, but you mean like maybe you're whatchamacallit, stretching flexibility and stuff, or maybe like you don't walk around as much as you should, Megatim. Let me know, dude. Embry said, grow your own where you can, when you can. I just got our first honeyberries this morning. It's never been more important than now to grow your own food. Well, exactly, Embry. I mean, the best time to plant a forest, a food forest, or a tree, or a fruit tree, or an apple tree is 10 years ago. The second best time is now. And I think I may start getting uh, yield on the bunch of fruit trees that I planted at my parents' house in 2022. Was it 2 or 3? I can find out, but let me actually see because it takes a few years before they get able to bear fruit. So let me see here. Hold on a sec. If I type in fruit trees, um, okay, so 2023, I was talking about planting another round of fruit trees. Um, Okay, it was 2023, so it'll be 3 years. So maybe this year some of them will produce. Um, yeah, it was May 2023. My friend said, I wish I had planted trees 5 years ago when we first moved here, and we could maybe enjoy their fruit now. But as they say, the best time to plant a tree is 10 years ago, the second best time is today. So at least we're second. Yeah, yeah, no kidding, eh? So plant fruit trees, guys. 100%. Shout out to King of Bees, man. Mega Tim is 5 months into taking chalk. Awesome, dude. He just said he just took his Shilajit with his Chad mode. Shout out to Tim. Tim, are you retired, dude? Because you make it to pretty much every single live, and you always got good stuff to say, and you never are like, dude, I'm at work. So I think Tim has freaking won at his material world. He's been able to put in the work, and now he's what we all, I think, wish our freaking all of our parents can do is have a peaceful retirement, man. Shout out to Tim, man. I'm totally assuming your entire situation, but I was wondering, or I was thinking rather, make the produce dense with minerals using JDAM. You know what? Rules and tools. After this live, I am going to get a. Let me know rules and tools. What book, if I could get one on natural farming trees, fruit trees, but in my growing zone, which is like I'll have to find out exactly what growing zone I'm in, but I'm sure it doesn't really matter. Like if you're making healthy compost tea action, um, and the thing is surviving, it's going to be good. But let me know rules and tools because I want to make like a really good compost tea for my fruit trees now. Mm. And also, what you call it? It's not just dumping the liquid fertilizer on them, which is going to be awesome, but also like building up the ground around them to be even more and more nutrient rich. Like a few times I put, sheep manure action and mix that with the natural soil that was there. And I planted a freaking peach tree, man. It was on sale. It was like $30 or something. And it was like a 3 or 4 year old peach tree, smoking deal on it. It was rated up to minus 28, but I didn't properly insulate it. So I think it's dead. And, but the summer or fall that I planted it, had a million leaves on it. I was friggin' stoked. But unfortunately, that damn peach tree, I'm just too far north unless I have a greenhouse or do it like the guy in Nebraska does, who literally has dude, he literally has a underground network of half underground greenhouses that are piped in with geothermal heat. So he buried all these lines to pump geothermal heat into these things. So even in the winter, -20, minus whatever, um, they are warm enough that he is growing lemons, like limes, uh, oranges in Nebraska, dude, in the middle of winter. So it's like he dug these big holes and put. So these are things that we got to be thinking of doing. Same here. I planted an orchard in 2022 and got our first true flush of flowers this year. So excited. Embry, what could possibly be more? I mean, well, like having a child is more exciting than that, but that is very exciting. I will agree, 100%. Shout out to Tim, man. Tim is retired. Tim, what did you do again? Weren't you like a covert, like AC 130, whatchamacallit, operator dude? No, I don't know. That's not Mega Tim. That's Chris James was that. That's right. Rules and tools. Exactly. 100%. Okay, hold on a second. Someone just got a stack. Congratulations to who just got the second stack of the live stream, which means we have 2 bags of the lit powder left to give away. Someone just got the male or female stack with the discount code 44life. So they got that 44% off lifetime discount, which they can cancel or modify at any time. And because they ordered on the live, they're getting one of the 4 bags of lit, which now we have 2 left. So 2 more bags of lit left to give away, guys. If you're on the site or on the fence, quickly get your order placed with that discount to unlock massive savings and, of course, decalcify your pineal gland and increase your brain function immensely. Rules and tools, that's freaking awesome, man. You need to post more and do more reels. They'll go viral, and we can wake up. I'll do it too. Post reels about JDAM, natural farming methods, and whatnot. And the fact that farming methods that is not being implemented yet are so healthy and good, we must wonder if there's any type of concerted angle to this whole thing. Obviously, they don't want us eating healthy, man. It's crazy how transparent it is once you spend a little bit of time getting a little bit more aware. You know, it's like pretty clear something strange is going on. It really is. And by the way, that's like a vast what's the word? Not oversimplification, like underwhelming explanation, like something strange is going on. What I really mean is, yeah, there's a strange satanic plan, man. But it's great that we're talking about it and discussing it and raising massive awareness about it. It feels good, actually. Yes, exactly. Yeah, understatement. That's the word I was looking for. Shout out to Lucine, man. Lucine. I am going to shout out the live in a little moment here on Instagram. So if you're one of the bunch of people on the site right now, make sure you get your order placed ASAP and get your free lit powder. Also, does anyone on here have LASIK, the laser eye surgery? You got to watch out for that too. Rules and Tools said, I can tell you one weird thing. The USDA organic certification, people do not like me. People do not like me, which is so weird to me. Can you rephrase that, Rules and Tools? Dude, the thing is that I've seen the certified organic, USDA organic logo on stuff that has ingredients in it that I know are GMO. So USDA organic, like the US Department of Agriculture, how are those guys doing, man? When most of the food is GMO and pesticided out the yin yang. What the heck are they doing when the misters at the grocery stores are spraying no longer water, but in fact a registered like pesticide because it has antibiotics in it to kill any type of microbes on the food, you know what I mean, in the grocery stores. Yeah, exactly, Rules, exactly. Oh, holy crap, guys. Tim, for a time, collected statistical data for the Department of Agriculture. So wait, what's the Department of Agriculture? That's not the U.S. Department of Agriculture, is it? or is that short form for USDA? That's crazy, Tim. That's awesome. So a therapist and entrepreneur. That's cool, man. Wait, so you were a therapist. Does that mean were they into like therapists? I remember seeing a Family Guy episode and someone or some show, some movie, someone had to stand in for a therapist who was like sick and they weren't a therapist. And the therapist told the guy who was going to pretend to be a therapist for him, he's like, just keep asking them, how do they feel about that? So in the room, the person's like, blah, 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 this has happened, that's happened. And then the guy says, and how do you feel about that? And they go, well, blah, 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 blah. And they talk for like a few minutes and he goes, oh, wow, really? So and how do you feel about that? And he just kept going. But I understand. But the main thing that I thought I was wondering about therapists, am I thinking of therapy or what, psychology? It's this, is it the psychologist or the therapist that is the kind of they do a bit of prescription action? Let me know, Tim. I'm trying to remember. Rules and tools, for the most part, they're just the backbone of companies supplying technology, whether it be organic or conventional. That's right. That's right, man. Karate John said, don't products labeled organic only need to be like 70% organic to be labeled organic? They can spray glyphosate at low amounts. So the only place you're not getting glyphosate is if you're growing really, I guess, your own food, or someone who's growing and who's not spraying. Now, when I talk to my Amish farmer people who give us, who we get milk and meat and everything from, I made a joke about how they must eat so healthy, they probably don't have any glyphosate in their system. And he's like, well, I don't know. It's in the groundwater. Like it's sprayed all over the place. And dude, like even last summer, I'm driving on the highway and then there's this sign saying warning on the side of the highway. And I stop and look at it. Inside it said warning, pesticide use, and it wrote the date, like they were spraying. Well, the day they wrote, um, the date that they wrote that they had sprayed was the day that I was there driving. So then I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, are you freaking serious? I'm in like the pristine wilderness. You never would have thought in a million years. And then I go and I see this friggin' truck with a big arm extended out, like 6 feet out the side of the truck into the ditch, spraying glyphosate for something called phragmites, which is some type of plant. Um, and so, like an invasive plant. So I call them. I say, "Hey, what's being sprayed?" They're like, "Oh, this is not the right number to call." I'm like, "This is the number that's on the sign that says we're spraying pesticides. For information, call this number." They're like, "Oh no, that's a different department." Blah blah. So we call the other department. We say, "Hey, so what's being sprayed?" And they say, "Oh, we don't actually know." Um, and then blah blah blah. Eventually, it turned into yes, it's glyphosate that they're spraying. And I guess it's the government that contracts them. Like if you follow the money, it's like obviously a dark uh, sphere of influence that called the shots to eventually go and get this local like road building company to be contracted to go spray hundreds and hundreds of gallons of this pesticide. It's freaking shocking, man. Matthew said, I don't know any farmers, which is weird because I'm from Oklahoma living in Iowa. Dude, you're in Iowa, eh? So, I mean, that is a hotbed of definitely glyphosate usage, man. Okay, so it's a psychiatrist. It's not a therapist. Psychiatrists are the ones where it's kind of there's a bit of a controversy around if they are just an arm of big pharma, whereas a therapist totally different, psychologist totally different. Uh, that's cool. Okay, Tim. So that sounds like it'd be more up your alley. You didn't have to prescribe anyone with I don't even know what they do these days. Did you see the guy? He went to like 6 different therapists, told all of them, or not therapists, psychiatrists, and he told them all the same thing, something that's going on in his life or whatever. And they all prescribed him a different pharmaceutical. Did you guys remember seeing that video? So I guess you have to get a license to be a therapist, eh? Of course. Perhaps though. Mega Tim said, I just saw a big issue about the use of glyphosate in Hawaii. Yes, I think that Hawaii was actually used as it was used as a testing ground for Monsanto. And so they would test out new chemicals over there. They would test out new um, genetically modified foods over there. And they're actually in the documentary. I think we watched either GMO OMG or another one. And they went to Hawaii where they were spraying these new chemicals right next to this like school, and there was a big uproar about it. But yeah, it was shocking, man. Yeah, rules and tools. You saw that too, eh? It's just we got to be detoxing, man. It's too much. It's too much. Our bodies can only take so much, you know. Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna shout out the live here on Instagram again. If you guys are on the site, make sure you get your subscription discount code applied to your subscription of the male or female stack ASAP, so that you get the free $100 bag of the lit powder included in your order automatically. So Tim Pool just posted a picture showing that there's lands outside the ice wall, except he except he's still depicting Earth as a globe, but a much bigger globe. So I think this is probably a psyop, man. Maps and images are faked. Governments conceal the truth. Yes, this is all true, but I don't think it's still on a spinning ball, man. That's awesome, Thrax. Free or no? You had free access to food. Well, that's a great gig. When I worked at McDonald's, we would get 50% off. So that was freaking awesome. Coffee beetles built ultra resistance and were becoming a problem in Hawaii. But it's because they're doing monocultures. I'm sure you know all about that, Rules. Okay, hold on a second. Let me shout out this live real quick. Boom, bang, bang. Okay. False flag imminent. Matthew, dude, that's pretty crazy, man. What were you taking before? And by the way, that's what Bill Cooper did a whole video about, well, his book rather, about a false flag alien invasion that's coming around the corner, and that's the whole reason for all these Hollywood movies about aliens, to get a bajillion people to be stoked on the idea of aliens. And if you think about it, we've seen a million movies about things that then have ended up happening. Well, there's a million alien movies, and we have yet to see or had any situation unfold regarding, you know, aliens in the public eye anyway. Of course, you have things like, hold on. Okay, let me know if you have sound now. I just had to. Someone called. They've given us a million movies about aliens, anyways. My point is, it's shocking. So something's coming around the corner, big time, and we're discussing it right now live on my Rumble channel, which is free to download, free to watch, and free speech. I don't want to say too much on Instagram for obvious reasons, including censorship action. So we're live on Rumble now. It's at the link in my bio. And if you click the link in my bio, you'll see the Rumble link. If you click that, you can make an account so that you can comment and join the conversation, or you can just, you know, spectate. But it is cool to have an actual account so that you can join the conversation. Number 12 said, they're real. Don't get it twisted, brother. I'm sure there's other entities out there and whatnot, but the thought of alien, like Martians and stuff, space is fake, planets are fake. So the alien thing is definitely going to be used as a massive psyop, 100%. And they can do shape shifting stuff too. So, okay, I hope to see you guys on Rumble. We're streaming there now. It's the ultimate spot for free speech, and we got a lot to cover. All right, so we'll see you guys on Rumble. Much love, everyone. Freaking Kojiko calling me, man. It's like the third time with the same name you want. Okay, cool. Boom, bang, bang. Wow, Matthew, you know what's crazy? If Sunny was on, I'll tell Sunny to come on the live right now. Hold on. Sunny was on that too. The well stuff. Sunny was on that too, dude. And that also has to do with whatchamacallit, well, let's just say if a side effect of a certain thing is like suicidal thoughts, which it literally says that on a whole bunch of different pharmaceuticals, like that is a little bit shocking, man. Rules and Tools says his mom has been a naturopathic doctor since 2005. Dude, Rules and Tools, you got a great mom, man. That's freaking awesome. The one story, I have a dear friend who's a naturopathic doctor, and she's the one who, I think I was literally live on Rumble actually, and she texted me she sent me a picture of the graph in her curriculum that she had to study through, which shows that, and they didn't say it like nefariously, but they just spoke factually that if you go and get a testosterone test, you likely will show up in the normal range. The only reason that is the case is because the normal range, they changed the graph so that what appears normal today is extremely low if you go back like 60 years ago. And they do that to, I guess, avoid not a controversy, but raising awareness about how crazy the testosterone levels have dropped across the board in most people. Now, that's obviously because the BPA, the fluoride, the microplastics, the phthalates, the chlorine, even the frequencies from our wireless devices are not good for your hormones. Artificial lights lower testosterone. Clothes lower testosterone. If you're wearing conventional polyester clothing, that's lowering testosterone and altering fertility. Plus, it has forever chemicals on it. Like, they really are throwing everything at us here, man. 100%. The reason Fire Riva said start peptides, dude, we can talk about peptides. I'm more of a natural thinking kind of, not that that's so unnatural, but put it this way. For testosterone, that's why I take the Tonkat LE. The Tonkat from Chalk boosts free testosterone 87% in 21 days. It's wild crafted. It's from the chemical-free Malaysian rainforests. It also increases sperm count and sperm motility, muscle mass, muscle endurance, and muscle recovery. And it's completely natural. So I like Tonkat. The Shilajit 2 also is a hormone optimizer. It's pro-fertile. It increases brain cell production. It's called neurogenesis. And it also has carbon 60 in it, or C60, which has anti-aging effects. And again, fully, completely from the earth, natural, no synthetic, nothing. By the way, before we get into the next shocking stuff, we have 2 more bags left of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. We're giving away for free on the live. So that's certified heirloom. It's genetically tested to be the original cacao. It massively increases new stem cell production, and also it boosts your gut microbiome. Plus, it also contains a ton of antioxidants which bind to free radicals and excrete them out of your body. So it's really detoxing. We have 2 more $100 bags of the lit left to give away. The way the deal works, you go to chalk.com, which I just put in the chat. This first come, first serve, though. We only have 2 left. If you go to chalk.com and you put the male vitality stack or the female vitality stack in your cart, and you apply the discount code 44life, you get a lifetime 44% off discount, which you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. And automatically, if you place your order during the live, you're going to get that free $100 bag of the lit powder included automatically. In both the male and female stack is the organic ashwagandha, which is a hormone optimizer. It's pro-fertile. It increases melatonin production massively. And it also is extremely good for healthy mood and focus. It's considered the king of herbs in India. And then the other one that's in the female stack is the wild crafted Irish moss, which has the full matrix of minerals. It rebuilds your DNA. It boosts lung function massively. It also increases nutrient absorption from the foods you're already eating to begin with, because if you're getting, so vitamins require minerals to activate them. And if you're taking, even if you're eating 100% organically today, you're getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals. Plus, if vitamins require minerals to activate them, and all of a sudden you're getting all the minerals from the moss and the shilajit, you're getting way more nutrients from the foods you're already eating, which is pretty freaking cool, because we know our food today is literally off a cliff in terms of nutrient density, and also full of strange contaminants, which we need to be detoxing, man, including the atrazine, which is the one that reverses the gender of frogs. And that is sprayed on our food today, which is very shocking. Um, Loki data monkey. What do you mean, Germ? Dialed said those SSRIs are sinister. Your body was probably trying to find balance. Ashley's talking about her experience on the situation. Hey, wow. Um, Focus on gut health for serotonin production. Exactly, Dialed. As opposed to, I mean, yeah, as opposed to taking. From my understanding, they don't even know how some of their own pharmaceuticals work. They just know it does something to your serotonin receptors or producers or whatever, but it's unknown to the full extent what it does. Um, I was on chalk for a month when I stopped. Oh wow, Arnando, that's crazy. Nis said, "Hey Nis, is your name Nisa? Let me know if your name's Nisa, because NYSS, all you need is an A, and then I know someone with your name." The alien thing is that, yeah, so they've whacked basically three of the top guys from Ancient Aliens, and David Wilcox, Nick Pete or Pote or something, and then a third guy. And these guys were on Ancient Aliens, and all three of them so far have passed away in 2026. And many people are wondering if these guys were going to be a problem if there was a false flag alien invasion. And, you know, um, let's hear what Nice says next. So again, I don't anyway, really subscribe to aliens in flying saucers. Yes, there could be other creatures outside the ice wall that have alternative technology, including flying saucer shaped things. And, there's definitely some crazy stuff out there. But my thing is that the thought of them coming from like another planet, I don't really buy that story. So but it's possible that these alien researchers have discovered and learned about ancient, not too ancient though, but pretty old civilizations and or other entities to which they had an extent of knowledge that would be a problem for if there was a false flag alien invasion. So, dude, look what Nice is saying about the latest girl who got whacked, man. She said the most important thing in the entire universe was to learn how to learn. Wow, yeah, probably. So I wonder. I'm sure more whenever anyone gets whacked, right? Rest in peace when it's a real event that actually happened, and stuff gets uncovered about what they were really doing, what they were talking about. So, for example, David Wilcock, a bunch of his old clips are resurfacing. People are theorizing, is this what got him taken out? Um, and stuff like that. So again, so even when they try to silence someone, like, okay, so they clearly wanted to silence David Wilcox, right? But now everyone's talking about him. And even me, I'm going back and going to find his old videos and watch what he was talking about. So it's like backfire. Maybe they didn't want him in the flesh alive discussing this stuff, but his videos are living on and people are wondering about it. Her own father said that her death was not suspicious, which it very much was. He is now dead, died a couple days ago. Okay, Nis, we got to see some posts on this, man. This has got to get literally public and viral because this is freaking shocking. Um, Hold on a second. So I told you guys we're giving away 2 more bags of the free lit powder. There's a bunch of people on the site right now. Make sure you're applying that discount code 44life on the male or female vitality stack at chalk.com to unlock 44% off lifetime discount. And then automatically you're getting the free $100 bag of lit powder included in your order. Let me just see here. Hold on a second. Yeah, they have been silencing scientists for a very, very long time. 100%, man. Yeah, exactly. By the way, they did a study. Nis, I don't think you can post pictures in the on Rumble in the live chat. You could post them to your page on Instagram or DM them to me probably. Dialed, I got to tell you some stuff, dude. DM me about that subject so I remember, and then I'll tell you some stuff. Um, yeah, Niece, it's all coming to light, man. It's all coming to light. We were just talking about a drug yesterday called scopolamine, which if they were to administer it to someone, they could tell them to do anything and they would do it, even if it threatens their own. Like usually we have that biological thing to protect our life, like you don't go running off a cliff, right? Um, but this thing will make you do anything anyone says, so it's pretty freaking strange. And that could be how they end up taking someone out, and there being like no proof that any nefariousness happened about it. You know what I mean? So it's very strange, man. But again, the more that this stuff happens, the more people are waking up to it. Devil's breath. That's right, Lucine. Exactly. Devil's breath. Yes, I forgot it was called that. NASA has a patent on an aerosol devil's breath. Eh? Hold on a second. Let me just double check that. Okay. Apparently, it's called the world's scariest drug, and it's a medication used to treat motion sickness and post-operative nausea and vomiting. NASA patent aerosol scopolamine. NASA developed an intranasal scopolamine preparation to combat space motion sickness. Okay, so if space is fake, what are they really doing with scopolamine? Um, wow, so they would just need to mist you with it. NIS said that NIS said that's why dementia is up 300%. It's all metal toxicity. It's killing the bees too. That's right. And it's aluminum and it's in our brains more than ever before because we know we are being sprayed with aluminum, barium, and strontium pretty much every single day. Which again, guys, this is why I'm not scared of this stuff or fearful because I think it's in the grand scheme of things, 100% we win. But also because I'm constantly detoxing. Like I'm taking the Shilajit. I got the ashwagandha going to calibrate my hormones. The chalk lip powder, which also is massively detoxing and decalcifies the pineal gland. And the Irish moss, which is in the female stack, which is a beautiful, gigantic bottle you get if you get the female stack. And that stuff also binds to free radicals and heavy metals and excretes them out of the body. I should mention though, this is pretty much the last call. If you're trying to get or want to get the free $100 bags of chocolate powder included in your order, we have 2 left. Go to chalk.com, put the male or female vitality stack in your cart, apply the discount code 44life, that's 44LIFE, and you get that lifetime 44% off discount, which you can cancel or modify at any time. And automatically, you're going to get the free $100 bags of lit included in your order. Beekeepers are being, yeah, beehives torched. I saw that in Australia. Um, the thing is, Bill Gates is a glue bag, but this is what I said a couple days ago. Are these people the are these people the problem or a symptom of the problem? The problem being global mind control satanic syndicates, which then take people and basically breed them and train them for a specific role and then mind control them into doing it. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I know it's easy to roast Bill Gates because he's this nerdy guy who goes and says, like, you need to stop eating meat and all this stuff. But I don't know that I'm really, I don't think that he is the problem. I think that if we see them, if there's someone that's a household name and we know of them, I don't think they're the ones, you know, thinking this stuff up. You know what I mean? Rules said if you take hot showers and mercury is in the water, you can get it in your body. 100% you can. And especially, I wasn't really thinking about mercury. I was more thinking about the fluoride and the trace pharmaceuticals and all that stuff, and the chlorine, which gets absorbed through your skin when you're showering. That was my more of my concern. But I guess you're right. Yeah, mercury in there would also. I mean, basically, if you're showering today and you don't have a crazy filter or you're not on a well, you are absorbing a bajillion chemicals, and you definitely should prioritize getting that stuff out of your system. And that's again what Shilajit is known for: is its heavy metal detoxification, hormone optimization, fertility benefits. They're lost souls, very difficult to care about them, but they need Christ and the Holy Spirit, no different than anyone else. That's right, Ashley. That's right. I just wonder because ever since I saw that interview with Carrie Cassidy in like 2014, interviewing a girl named Erin Rothschild speak about what happened to her growing up in that family, I have this perspective where if there's someone like super evil up there and they're at the tip top of like the World Economic Forum or someone like Bill Gates, I feel like what if that kind of shit happened to them as a kid too? It may have. And therefore, it's not like someone who like, oh, my parents were alcoholics and so now I am too because it beat me down. Versus the other guy who goes, oh, my parents were alcoholics, so I'm not one because it built me up to not want to be like that. You know, you can pick something can make or break you. But I'm saying, yeah, they may be legit demons, or are like literally helplessly mind controlled. I do wonder, you know, 100%. Um, we do hold the power to create reality, 100%, niece, which is the big idea coming around the corner is us collectively manifesting the most optimal timeline reality. The only thing I wonder though is, and listen to this, what I heard is that they are, there's some type of machine they have, Operation Looking Glass or something, um, where they were able to input different circumstances and things into a computer. And then they were going to see what the potential outcome is, right? And so they would do this. And for some reason, no matter what things they input into the machine, they would get the same output when it came to a particular day. Like no matter what they would do or what they did, um, there comes a date in the near future that no matter what they do, they can't change this thing from happening. And apparently, they weren't happy about this happening either. Um, so it sounds like either divine intervention, Christ literally coming back, or there being a judgment day or some divine intervention. God says, okay, enough's enough. But the thing is that they also, we know the only reason they've been able to get this far is because they tell us what they're doing. And that's their way of getting what you call it, their way. That's how they can, that's how they're allowed. This is what David Wilcock just said. I just saw his video yesterday. He said, in order for them to gain consent, because we live in a benevolent universe that is loving and good. When I say universe, you think of planets. I just mean the realm we're in is benevolent. the frequencies and energy of it is benevolent, right? Is it Ghost Red Ranch? Tell me about that more, dude, because I've been wondering. See, this is why I learned so much from these lives from you guys. He says that, yeah, in order for them to get away with these things, that we have to basically say yes to them. And the way it works is that they do the subliminal programming, which we accept and consent to by not rejecting it. But I don't think that's fair, man, because how is someone like they're pushing that to the real limit because people are so busy doing stuff, being distracted, entertained with things, blah blah blah, that they don't notice the hidden symbolism in Jay-Z quickly doing one of these little eyeball things, showing that he's in the Illuminati. You know, so they're getting away with it, but just by the seat of their pants, man. Because I don't think that it's going to be looked down upon by God as them doing. Look, hey, we got their consent. Like we told them what we're doing to them. That's not fair, dude. It's actually not fair. I know life is not fair. I'm not like whining about it, but it seems like. But maybe here's the thing. Maybe they need the unfair advantage because we are so extremely powerful that without it, like my point is, let's say it's a handicap, right? It's a handicap that they have this advantage over us, but we're still going to win even with that handicap. So it's allowed to happen for now. I wonder that. Niece said, "Don't watch any media. I think you guys know that if and when you do, don't allow your brain to go into the alpha state. Be mindful and be safe. Protect your energy." That's right, Niece. So media, like, I mean, the only things I really watch are um, the odd reel on Instagram, and then like YouTube videos, but who are made by people and not organizations. You know, funny, cool video, not funny, but some of it's funny. Cool videos by actual like people, not a organization that has all this crazy like movies. I don't watch really movies. The last thing I watched that was a movie, probably you could say was a series, and it was The Sopranos, and that was in like 2022. So I don't do much media consumption. So hold on a second. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, some random stuff. Yes, exactly. Jerem said he's just got to stop partying late night and lock in Astral Realm 10 p.m. Yeah, dude, I think we all need a bit of a sleep cycle reset. Maybe some like Tim. Tim's probably dialed. He probably hits the sack every night at the same time. But I mean, I fluctuate. Sometimes it's 11:30, sometimes it's 9:30, and sometimes it's 1:30. So that's not good. I know your body likes a routine, doesn't it? I know it's good to break routines. Like, don't be like so routiny that it throws your head off just to even change your routine a little bit. But uh, yeah, I think it's our system likes a routine. Yeah, that's right, niece. That's right, exactly. Okay, hold on a second. Guys, this is basically the last call on the free $100 bags of the lit powder. If you're on the fence, you haven't tried chalk before, we're giving away 2 more $100 bags of the lit powder, organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. If you go to chalk.com and you put the male vitality stack or the female vitality stack in your cart, and you apply the discount code 44life, 44% off lifetime discount, cancel or modify your subscription anytime, and you get the free lit powder. Check out the benefits on the Shilajit. It is truly mind-blowing how many different benefits you can get. And of course, to answer Nice, power of the mind, 100%. You can detox, you can recalibrate, you can grow a full foot in height by thought alone. And I know some of that, but I also take superfoods. I think there's a reason God put them here, especially during this pinnacle moment in human history. Like, you're not going to convince the average fluoride drinking, sheep to use power of the mind to decalcify his pineal gland. But if they have something going on, their hormones aren't right, they got brain fog, and they feel like taking a leap in the direction of rejuvenating themselves, I think Shilajit or the male or female stack is a freaking great start. especially if they're getting the free lit included with that discount code. Matthew said he's bad about watching TV, but it's mainly just sports for me when watching TV. Yeah, so sports, I mean, I guess other than like, okay, yes, it's bread and circuses. Um, I did actually hear about that. The ancient Egyptians didn't have a word for the color blue, and because of that, they saw blue as a shade of green. That's really interesting, Nice. Well, if you think about the color spectrum too, it's all just shades anyway. Um, oh, of course, Nice. What's his name? Hyra Ratan Manek, the Indian sun gazer. He did end up getting caught sitting in a restaurant eating something, but that was after he was like studied by NASA that the guy actually did survive 30 days and 30 nights with no food or water. Um, that's what is that? Breatharian. And you got to have a dialed mental state for that, 100%. I love this reality, man. Even with this strangeness that's going on in it, you know. Did you know they've been getting rid of thousands of words every year? When the use of a word drops below a certain percentage, the collective consciousness loses those ideas. Yo, niece, you're dropping way too many facts and interesting things on the live to like not have your own page. Niece, I could see him being a plant just because NASA studied him, but it was a cool story anyway. My friend actually emailed him and he replied about sun gazing. But anyway, shocking, dude. Did they really get rid of thousands of words every year? Where can I like? I would make a post on that. Let me write that down. Hold on. See, this is the kind of guy who, when I go live on Instagram to shout out the live on Rumble, I'm like, guys, like, we got some really cool folks on Rumble. Yeah, that's right. It's partially mocking, in my opinion, in a way to normalize desensitize. They're testing to see whether they need to adopt. Lucine, that is a shocking thought too, man. This guy just commented on my post and said, uh, famous ones, politicians and all of them, are in the same club. The ones that say some things they're not supposed to, let us in on some secrets, are just controlled opposition, like in politics. That makes us normal human beings with souls that are kind of awake think we have some famous big people on our side, but nothing gets on air and in the public without their permission. Somewhat, but no, I mean, that's too much black and white if you ask me. I mean, there's sometimes, what about the weatherman who went up and said, look at this is chaff. Um, this is like military medals they're spraying in the sky. Like, was that guy controlled opposition? I wonder. Um, but exactly, man. It's a trippy rabbit hole for sure. Tim, that's awesome. You go based on your biological clock. I love it, man. That's great. Okay, guys, I think what we're going to do is we're going to extend this deal for the next like 30 or 40 minutes. So if you go to chalk.com and you get a male or female vitality stack with the discount code 44life, lifetime 44% off discount, and you get the free $100 bag of the lit powder included in your order automatically. Super detoxing, delicious, and good for your pineal gland. You're gonna feel like $1,000,000 taking it. DM me if you have any questions about the code and how to get the freebie. Thank you all for joining. Make sure your live notifications are on so you know when we're live again tomorrow. But keep your head on a swivel. Strange things are coming around the corner, but good will prevail. All right. Much love, everyone. We'll see you on the next one.